We want to turn now to another important topic for us here on Morning Joe. Throughout February, we've been celebrating Black History Month with special insights from many of our friends, guests, and contributors. Take a look.
I'm highlighting this morning Miss Ella Baker. She is one of my heroes, one of the most amazing, I think, practitioners and theorists of participatory democracy.
I chose the founder of our city, a Black Haitian immigrant, John Baptiste DeSabo. He is amazing, iconic figure.
Toni Morrison. She was a Pulitzer Prize winner. She also won the Nobel Prize in Literature.
Shirley Chisholm was the first Black woman elected to Congress in 1968. She ran for president in 1972.
I chose my wife, Shirlane. Shirlane has created something that never existed before, the strongest approach to mental health anywhere in the country.
My hero who recently passed away, Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron gave you something to cheer for, not only every year, every game.
Berry Gordy Jr., and he was the founder of Motown Records. He gave us some of the best and most important popular music of the 20th century.
General David Fagan, after seeing the abuses of the Imperial United States, who basically betrayed the Filipinos and began to attack them, he switched sides and became a rebel leader for the Filipinos and became one of the most powerful and influential military minds in the world at that particular point.
Pauli Murray, who was a pioneering lawyer during the civil rights era, helped write some of the defining legislation around gender discrimination.
Dr. Norman Francis is somebody who, for me and for all of my fellow citizens of New Orleans, is a living saint. He is somebody who represents the civil rights movement, but also the quest for equality.
I'm looking at Rosa Parks because she served as a spark for what was the beginning of the second Reconstruction in American history, the Civil Rights Movement.
Robert Smalls, he served as a slave on a ship called the Planter during the Civil War. And then he served as a member of that ship, and eventually in battle, when his captain wanted to surrender, he mutinied and got that boat out of harm's way. He then went on to introduce the first bills for public schools in South Carolina and eventually served here in the Congress.
Barbara Jordan, the great civil rights leader and congresswoman from Texas. And when Congress was considering the impeachment of Richard Nixon, she gave one of the great political speeches. She said, "I am not going to sit here and be an idle spectator to the diminution, the subversion, the destruction of the Constitution."
A. Philip Randolph really deserves credit for having been the person who understood bring pressure from the outside. You've got masses of people, and that becomes a big part of the civil rights movement.
Charlotte Fortin, remarkable figure in the Atlantic Magazine's history because she's the first Black woman to ever write for the Atlantic Magazine.
Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett, and she is just this amazing young scientist who is basically is going to be part of a group of scientists that's going to go down in history for helping to end the pandemic.
Ralph Bunche is not a well-known person, but he ought to be. He was the first African American to win the Nobel Peace Prize for his work in dealing with Israel and its neighbors. He was the first African American who became a member of the Council on Foreign Relations, and he really ought to be a role model. He was an extraordinary diplomat.
Fannie Lou Hamer, a civil rights activist and member of SNCC, who organized folks all over Mississippi to register to vote. She spoke detailing the injustices that were going on in Mississippi.
Dr. Dorothy Height, she was a phenomenal educator, leader in the civil rights movement. She was the only woman in the room at the birth of the civil rights movement.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.